In English, on page number 11, I take refuge in the Guru, I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. From now until my enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And by the merit created in this practice, may I attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes. May all sentient beings never be separated from joyful bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, feel bias, attachment, and anger. This ground, anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, Mount Meru, encircled by the four continents, surmounted by the sun and the moon, I visualize this Buddha field and offering. May all living beings enjoy the pure land. Idam Guru Rana Mendana Kame Yadayame. Okay, the foundation's prayer on page number 15, and we will chant in English today. And yeah, we will chant this very slowly. The foundations of all good qualities is the kind and venerable Guru. correctly devoted.
Is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon Him with great respect, understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful and difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly, day and night, takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as the water. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, the effects of black and white karma pursue us as the shadow follows the body. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful and to abandon even the slightest negativities and to accomplish all virtuous deeds. Seeking the pleasures of samsara leads to all suffering. They are uncertain and cannot be relied upon. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to embrace strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Let the spirit law, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teachings is keeping the Vajrayana. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Having seen that all these, my kind mothers, have followed my wisdom and may I train in supreme Buddhista and bear the responsibility of freeing all migratory beings. If I find a Buddhista without practicing the three types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the Bodhisattva vows with great energy. My past mind distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzing the meaning of reality. Please bless me to generate quickly with my mind stream, the path uniting all body to special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the Jnana path, please bless me to enter the holy gate of the fortunate one, the Vajrayana, the highest of vehicles. The basis of accomplishing the two attainments is keeping pure vows and commitments. Having become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges with my life. Having realized the importance of the two stages, the essence of the Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Gurus. May the Gurus show the noble path and spiritual friends practice have all eyes. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my life, may I never be separated from perfect gurus and their magnificent dharma. By completing qualities of the sages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajrayana.
Oh yeah. 이거 동안 연리 이제만 런던 런에 치고 많이 봐. 때는 원이 아마 냅쳐서 또 요만 돼. 원이 아마 삼동안에 라는 자장에서 또 당하다 저 자장제 다 참고를 했을 때 생기죠. 지금 레와로 맡은 데 나와 따라 갈 성도 맡은 데 정도라 요식이지.
Good morning, everyone. We chanted Lamrim prayers, and so reasons we chant these Lamrim prayers, and maybe because you two from the beginning to the end of this whole lumbering prayers, uh, which also the show the whole path of the practice, and from the beginning to the end, and which uh, have this all the introductions in this very small the book, which introduce the whole path of the Lamrim, as well as the sutra and the Tantrayana practice.
진짜다 안에 장화지사 노동지사 고르고 망고 치정자 소소 강만 누구나 되다 근데 이제 막 자성도 하고는 뛰는라 소인데 뭐 자성주 당보들라 기회신이 된 거를 기회신이 티와지 티스무 공심지가 같이 버리 쉬었어 니와들은 알아서 니 멀리를 못 진짜 자친 버리 자친 버리 맞대 때라 때네 르파 가르치나 소소고 높이도 드르트와 니와 요레스 미 리텐들라 이난 때 녹음도 배쳐 맞지어이나 네 맞다 배랑 전에 같이 이제 니마스를 너무 쇼로 그래 쇼소만 가려운데 제가 심한데 그래 제가 심한도나 그냥 아주 센데를 리당 가르쳐 좀 어떤 소소 제스 당의 연구를 어떤지 시어를 당도
The Lamri is a very unique and very which explained in the very small book the practice of the old path of the Lamrim, and which show the practice of the Sutrayana as well as Tantrayana, and it's basically that which open up the all kinds of door, and but it's really up to individual what kind of door you want to enter. And for example, if I give you briefly example, and the first it talk about the teacher, finding a right teacher or the guru, and and also talk about the the steps of the practice, which require the all kinds of necessities, the steps such as the listening, contemplations, and the meditations. And the second is also, they talk about the how precious a human life is, and it is very difficult to achieve. And so once we have this precious human life, that we have a remarkable the potentials or the power that whatever we want to achieve in our life, that we can able to accomplish while the by having this precious human life. And but having that precious human life, if we don't take advantage this very precious life, there is a downside, which is the accumulating the bad karma. So as a human being, even though this is a precious human body or the life, but it is impermanent, and what is the impermanence? At the end, we have to leave this very body, meaning that we have to travel to the next life. And when we travel to the next life, the only karma the we accumulate that we have to carry into next life.
그래서 이 지구들 저 심하게나 저 심하다 완성만 도와지 담이 공부 도와는 몇 주고 담이 공부 도와 톱나요 니티용을 야지 저한테 고아는 니다와자 고아를 좀 타르나스위 타와던 등여위 인종의 삼바트 때 스티치거든.
Um, the So the through the the practice and so forth, we also what is mentioned here that we can liberate from the lower realms or the realm of the hell realm, and where we can attend the God realms, and but the realm of the higher realms such as God realm and so forth, those are also cannot be relying because sooner or later we will also fall into samsara, or we will continue to face the unwanting suffering and so forth. So that's why, and later it also teach or to talk about the renunciations. And once we know there is it is suffering, it is impermanence, and by knowing that as samsara and so on and so forth, there is a liberations and so forth, then we can generate the renunciations.
된자다 랑일 아니 타와 토바 점지 타와 토나 랑일 지부 타와 토나 만들 거서 그런 섬진 탐진 같은 제목이 봐 섬진 탐지기 되는 거 삼네 섬진 탐지기 돈데 상지기 연들다 아니 저 상지 지sem으로 보시고 있을 빠른 양지 당 샴발라스 버티 진네 타마 양지 전부 끝내는 내 상지 지sem으로 보시서 되시고
And so the once we the understand and recognize the path and practice and the renunciation and so on and so forth, then we kind of go toward the liberations, the path of the liberations, and the speaking of liberations, of course, they just only seeking for the self liberations, it is not sufficient. The so because if I always think about myself or self liberations, I kind of like neglecting the others or the sentient beings, because sentient beings are very kind to me, and they are very important as well as the kind. So that's why not only just myself that I have shall liberate for the sake of all sentient beings. So in order to do so, then I shall achieve the great the bodhisattva the stage.
상지직고
Uh,
상지직고 봉토는 샴바데 상지 섬
and for the sake of all sentient beings, I shall attain the Buddhahood. So that is called the mind of the Bodhisattva.
된자다 뒤지고 되나 가르나 아니 된디기 상지 섬지 탐지도 정보 상지지 공포 쪽으로 더 듣고를 이제 다 저한테 용될 듣고요. 그래서 가즈나 탐지 랑진지 드바 요마 탐지 일위 랑진 때는 좀 왔zam게네. 드바 인자 아니 일와세야 진 코와세 타와세 탐지 랑진지 드바 된 그 일와메와 된 말에 차정 일와 요비 랑진 일위 랑진 자 아니 타로토 바당 선지 공복도 때와 토이토 요르지 다 동반이기도 봤대요. 된 정도도 봐 시에서
Um, so the question is there any the possible that one could attend the liberations or the Buddhahood? And of course, yes, because everything is nothing exists inherently, as well as the everything is changeable. And because of the changeable or impermanence, everything is possible. and therefore that we can or definitely attain the Buddhahood. So and also therefore it's also talk about the emptiness as well as the dependent originations.
어때서 동보 로도 남지스네 어떻게 좀 그다 때라 때네 지금 년중 상치 섬양도 다왔으면 좀 소수결에 고 기송해나 근데 딱 하라면 람나 시간이나 네 딱딱 요래서 다만 도지식 공부도 산지 공부도 벌써 봐 얼마나 시간 여러 진도 요래서 뜻이 요래서
So and then the so once we have this all the necessities or achieve that from beginning from the renunciations and bodhicitta and also having a right view and then it will be very sufficient to engage uh, the the higher the higher state Tantrayana practice and that we can able to achieve the Vajra Dhara, the state of Vajradhara.
그다 네 상치제 년중도 삼바면나 아니 저동 타라도니 로키기요 말 타라도니 로 맞지나 tellatini 상치 셈질라 지가 말 상치 셈질라 저스 셈지 담지게 돈 삼동 거 셈지 담지게 돈 삼동 셈기 영어서 tellatini 닐링모 맞 동에나 닐 다트데 동바지 돈도 대중도 돈데 동에나 되는 건 냠스노나 땅은 내가 telli 니와르스 통거도 마도는 게 사고 검수네 다단 주불아서 통도 검지어 말 그 조건가나 돈 당보 것들 엄 소바워시도 서로다 뭐 소바워시도 홈즈니요 뜻까지나 말아서 단다 리 나오이 석진열기 어떻게 할지 파겠다
The third is the Tabucham.
민중 성지 셈양特别 다왔음 연락이나 되는 거 냠슬람바이나 다 니와 용거르지 또마도 한거 냠슬람데 남서 세치를 상기를 쓰네 뜻이 알레 고요르지
So without having the renunciations and the altruistic mind and the right view, it will be difficult to attend to practice the tantric, the highest tantric practice, and attending uh, the stage of the Buddhahood. So that's why it is very important to have these three.
이 착가르즈나 민중도 삼바면이 결혼하고 정하이나 납 니와드 로베 람라 손이 지마베 양가요르지 네 상치 세면나 타바 전부 실라로 말았어 아니 뭐 라메 원 차정한 성지 등 순서 선바들 이름지 넘버 차와데 심지 탐지 성지 공공 토비 고비 람라 고비 쳇데 인자 드시고 동반이지 로트 소 동비 로메나 telane yidum ji hatila tangbo ne tongba tamay linda pa jangwa ji bor te yonggo mars tamay linda tongba jang ne tongbi gang ne teni jongwa jang ne haki ngo suru pa ha ji bor wa te ji ne teni ngo ku ko te chama ko go yursi
So reasons these the trees are very important because having no renunciations and we won't receive any benefits such engaging or the reciting any kinds of mantra. So it's very important to have the strong renunciations. And the second is the altruistic mind or the bodhicitta. Having no bodhicitta, and then we cannot engage or attend the higher the vehicle. And the third is the having no the understanding of the emptiness. and it will be difficult to attend the Buddhahood.
진짜 안에 생각하는 눈은 띵고다 엄서 보시도 서로다 소보시도 엄세 또 상스고리 또 보컬라지는 동반이 뒤쳐졌어 동반이도 가르쳐 무슨 아주 담에 빌리다는 리동 요모 왕도 정 단단한 좀 안집이 좀 맞지 요즘 미쇼라 또 동반이라야 정도 동빙이라야 동빙이라리 근데 셔럽도 형지기 랑스도 다 다행 뭐 셔니다 이든 가는 거는 이 넘버 셔는데 띠고 거지.
So whenever we the practice tantric and reciting any tantric the sadhana or the recitations, it always begin with the mantra Om Subhava Shuddha Sava Dhamma Subhava Shuddha Om. So it's what it means is the everything transformed into emptiness. So what this really means here, transforming oneself, and meaning that in generally we have ordinary the forms or the mind, and that mind have the self cherish and thinking of I or the self grasping, and that whenever we recite this, it means that transform into emptiness, transform that very the self-grasping into the form of the emptiness, and the form of the emptiness we generate the wisdom and deities and idam and so forth, whichever you like to meditate on.
또 공부도 샤바다 형지 셰럽도 형지니 못다 아니 랑즈도 샤는 탈하도 지금 공부 잔디도 소소 아주 형지 랑즈도 파샤레는 선도 또 공부지.
So when we generate from the empty, the former empty, we generate the compassions and the wisdoms, and that very the form of compassions and wisdom are the manifestations of the deities.
먼저 알아도 단단하도 너무 인직된데 리듬 용공 거 리 용공 가르서 아주 머리 비용 그 차등기 또블라 때네네 말을 니와 레사로 리띠용 거 남시때 참조를 아주 정보 밤이 그쪽으로 봐 참조 때니 그쪽더니 봐 준비 자동으로 돈이 또 지내는 직된 등 통요 직된 통도 자동으로 너무 맞다 배서 맞다 바까지 리동 요모 원 니와라 때니 종화 지레다 아주 파 아주 시동 잡는 파 단송 아주 담보 종사 가르가르는 그래서 아주 담보 그쪽 틀리들라 삼아주로 공부 남시 때 동비 형도 지레스 동비 형 틀리다를 병하고 공부들 처먹고 그는 때나 저 진짜 아주 직접 맞다 배는 탐지 가네 동박 강정으로 단다 리동 용공을 직접 맞다 배는 동박 형 정도 새롭던 형지게 또좀 동비 형들은 다 나도 볼 때도 지금 스타트 동동 놓쳤어 그러죠.
For example the form that we have is caused by the karma and the negatives or the destructive emotions or the mind, and such as caused by the attachments and aversions. When we have attachment and aversions, and that has the consequence or the karma, different kinds of the karma, and that karma will cause to attach the next the life, or the attaching the next life of the consciousness, and how it attach, of course, at the very beginning it's attached the by the union of the mother and the father, and their blood and the sperm, and by the union of the father and mother, their sperm and the blood, and of course it will gradually that we attach or we engage that consciousness that attach or they engage or they generate, and gradually, of course, at the beginning, the wind, a nerve, and so on and so forth. This is how we came and how we become, and this is we call the defilements, the body, and what it really means when we look. At the very beginning, how it formed, it's really formed by from the previous life, which is the karmic actions, such as the attachments, aversions, and so on and so forth. Because of that, we engage or the attached toward the till this life, and so this is we call the defilements, the body, and. But before it engage or attach at the beginning, and it is kind of like seems like empty, or the emptiness is nothing there. But from the empty, of course, we appear, and union of the father and mother, and that is how we appear, and similarly, and this is how we meditate from the emptiness, when we practice the emptiness, and from the emptiness we have to generate the wisdom and the compassions of the manifestation of the Buddha or the deities.
다른 거죠. 동바 이렇게 동바 이럴 때 마르 비용 그 차등 그 리더 요모들 트핑 가서 지 지지 샘진 노진직 등 알아서 나온 동바 장거스. 동비 용데 아니티 더주티 카드 거스 동비 용데 카드 거스나 닐링 모마데 또 셰르비 톱기 다른 거 마르 비 톱기 도라. 다 마르 비 톱기 파 돈에 티 셰르비 톱기네 닐링 모마데 파 파킹 오바 셔고스. 입자라고 말다. 그러니까 걸과도 말을 배우는 거고. 선지다 이름 달아서 정말 새롭기도 필요고.
So what is this? So there's two kinds of the form of the realms, and the ordinary realm as well as the higher realm. Of course, the ordinary realm, the power of the ordinary realm, which caused by the power of our destructive emotions, such as the attachments, anger, and mainly is caused by the ignorance, and the power of ignorance. We achieve that very realm that we are right now, the ordinary realm. So now our the job is or our practice is now we have to switch that. So what we switch, like now we have to switch, transform that very energy that we have, meaning we have to transform into the pure, the thought, and so on and so forth, such as wisdom and compassions, in order to attain the higher, the power of the higher realms.
그래서 머리빵강 기비가 리동강 기가 공부되는 거 왕지 영어요 말해서 가지는 거 딜도 제도다. 나 셰럽도 양지기 톱기는 선지 선반 선지당 선지 요때 그런 거 심지어 강도 선반은 좀 버리지. 니와요지.
And here also so once we the benefits of the achieving the higher the stage, because we have a more the fortunes, or the freedom, that wherever, because we have more freedom, and the able to fulfill others and able to exist or the attend wherever we want. Where the right now we are not we don't have any controls, and so that's the differences.
야, 다 남는 친구, 남는 뭐. 시지자의 마션 틀릴 라드 상스 남기는 비장 탄도 남기 라화 뜻상 야윈자 바랑데 좀 지으세다 되는 뜻이거든.
And so now we are on page number 85. The first verse on page number 85, may the desires of those who seek liberations be granted, and may the inspiring deeds of Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, as expressed in the sutras, forever unveil the road to enlightenment.
어떻게 다 남는 뒤도 쉬고 다는 것도 쉬는 시지자의 마션 틀릴 시 상지 선발하고 상지 조원의 상지를 통해 상지 선발의 년티다나 gelyor dedi hani deli 시지 개위 마션 틀릴 야와서 상지라고 뭐 탐질리 머리 빠 녀모 탐질 gel와자 gel와자 마션 세다 무슨 소바당다 배 돈 틀리세 그런 거 니와지래 그런 거 지키 탑시 셰럽당 형지게 돕기에네 파 전라 정도 전라 판독지가 니와진도와 어떤 틀리세 거 된저 안에 가지고 잡아 틀리세 시고 잡아 틀리세 잡아세 때 가서 바로 뒤기 연든 실랑 몸용한테 잡아서 그러 간도 리카 간도 거 지나 뒤고 잡아 틀리세 때 때라 때니 미점발라 판독 좀 제목 보고 데킬로 고트와데 틀리세 잡아 틀리세 뜻이니까
So here, Geshe just literally explained each words of the first line, and the first one is a say. The say is the the son of the Buddha, or the Buddha's heir, and which mainly referring to the Harrier and the self-liberations, the practitioners or the vehicle, and the second is the Gyalwa, which referring to the Buddha. Means Gyalwa means literally means the liberate, or the victorious one from the all the negativities. So that's referring to Buddha. And the third one is Mechung. Mechung means the remarkable or the excellent, remarkable and excellent. And the lastly is a Tinley. Tinley means as the power and the activities. And so what is here? Usually we use the Tinley, and which meaning the activities and 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 the bestowing or giving. And what is mean here is the first of all to able to the shown or able to show or the appear of the one's magnificent knowledge, and from that that able to they fulfill others being wishes, meaning make them or achieve the happiness.
나도 성실한 길을 비경스 어떻게 그네 바틀라 때는 이제 만 데키 몽골 스트도 이바 나온다 지동이 보는 거네 남는 점도 잠도 남는라 바 다시 줄 때 남는 점 남는 장 남는 총알 남는 총다 로디도 요네 이게 맞다 나온 나도 성실한 길을 비경스 랑버 잡아도 그런 거 맞추지 공부 마숑 티송공선라 때내니 성지 당시 선배 니와 탐지 종위는 상치 셈다 단 상치 라그럼세 상첩세 상세데 그 바텀 상우시 바 첩세도 연도 콤치버서 발 상치서 어떤 첩버세비 남기는 봐 비 경진의 된비의 공부 좀 저기 나름대 그 경진 단도 남기 라파트 상스 다 다르완도 바 남기 얘라 니와 동안이 대화 트버 소식 센터든지
And so there are three the treatise, Lamrim's treatise, Lamrim treatise, and the first, second, and third the volume of the Lamrim, and the smallest the book is the Lamrim that we just using here, and uh, the uh, uh, so anyway, so here the sentences or the verse explain through the practice of the listening, contemplations, and meditations, and I also the who by the grace of the Buddha and Bodhisattva, or relying on the Buddha and Bodhisattva, where I can able to achieve this remarkable knowledge through the inspiring deeds and so forth, and then I show uh, for the people who have have inspired liberations. May they be may I able to show them this very the practice or the teachings.
딴디 가서 지동이 지금 공급되네 관리 잡는 티와동 삼바지 왔다 약을 반듯다 선지기 논의 정도 막 약을 반듯다 이 티와동 삼바지 아니 연든 뜻함지 공 남진 잡아 틀리 更 중앙들라 파 소종진이 티와지 띠좀 손으로 손으로 곰진이 냠진 랑진이 아니 똑이 연든 뜻 통통을 남는 거 내일 자동 공sem라 하고 왔지 똑이 연든 똑이 치료와 똑배치들이라 통내 때문에 아니 다 롱구치 라는 제목도 봐 종라 근데 이게 돌아봐 밥네 좀 말이지 좀네 봐 좀봐 동요도 때는 좀비 때 아니 그런 거 라는 거좀 김친 가르잖아 타로안도 봐 남기스 또 정말로 그 반도체가 그래가지고 매는甚至 타로안도 봐 남텔라신 성지기 공방도 살란 돈도 봐 강자텔라 안에 다 남는데 다나 선나 가와기 그래지 기상 쿼터즈는 놓고 가와기와 마치 예천벌시 받은 그런도 비돈 좀 듣고 그래. 때 예위자 바랑도 좀 들리지니 미망보도 이제라 들리 남는 거 보종 티슨 곳은 지니 남는 처먹고 다 티슨 곳은 정도 뒤지기 남는 다 농어 용적 남 차정지 어떤 일라 기용나 강속 될라 다 니와 당다 뭐 소소랑 일은 선지장 살롱 꼼도나 선지 담바등 이런 데 네트 그래야지. 여인 잡아 랑도 정도 주 때 가르쳤듯이나 근데 그 정도 또 탐쳤잖아 선지 좀 던진 직든 딕션 송배네 그런 거 시담비 담바드다 아니 여랑도 네네 직든 탐질라 데이터 용 쇼치 새로 된지 그래서 말은 아로만으로 왔다
And also that the Tsongkhapa himself that through the practice of listening, contemplations, and the meditations, which knowledge actually received from the great master in the master Pandita and Bodhisattva and so forth, that I also received that and that very knowledge. Not only that, I am able to uh, the achieve the realizations of the teachings, the great realization of that teachings. Now I show that put this into that very the practice I achieve. I shall put into the page. So which is here we have now, and that teaching has been composed by the Tsongkhapa. And so reason he composed and wrote this the practice or the Lamrim. The reason is the for the sake of others who inspire, who have the inspirations toward the liberations and or toward the practice and the teaching, not for the sake of all sentient beings, but people who have a great interest and and interest and who want to go to toward the in or they attend the enlightenments, and may they be with full of joys and happy and happily and joyfully may they be able to study this very meaningful the teachings of the sutra and tantra and so Surah Tantra, and at the end it says that forever inveal the road to enlightenment, or the forever remain these teachings by the people who always engage this practice or preserve this practice.
탄도 남 이라 호텔 상세 그랬라 조 어디 원 투지 다바 땡거스 원 토비 다바 땡거 디돈 타고 등마다 토고 그래서 돈이 진del라 반토 연구를 했어요.
So the third line and the translations it doesn't have literally doesn't make sense. The third line tardo namji ila pardeshes. So tardo means people who want to liberate. Nam means plural, right? Tardo nam means people who want to liberate. Ila politicians. So meaning that may they be generate the great inspirations or the generate the great the inspiration as well as the encouragements or the inspirations toward the liberations or the people who want to liberate. And so this is the actually it is the one of the faith longing faith.
오야 하네 곰자도 소마다 뭐뭐 장소도 소도 가르고 온게나 인종 온게나 상세 온게나 도바지 또 온게나 나 온게나 가르고 온나 곰지 모두 까맞추스 곰자고지.
Okay, now we'll meditate for 10 minutes, and you can meditate anything you like. Meditate on renunciations, compassions, wisdom, and or emptiness.
그런데 그 소만 나다 너도 뭐지 사주 정작했어. 이제 모토 주고 말았어.
So because I don't need to explain about the meditations because you all are well trained, and so you can just meditate whichever you like.
Oh yeah, totally.
Any questions?
This is a really quick review of last week that you discussed the three types of compassion. Can we go over that again, just real quick? Three types of compassion.
The 가장 진정 엄마까지 지어지 저 땅도 the 너무만 너니 인지 숨지 직시해서 왔어요. 저는 진행한다.
그래서 때라 심질라면 비냥지 칠라면 비냥지 뭐먹으려면 비냥지 시고 심질라면 비냥지 상하고 또 아주 좋아 미디 계간한 지등을 서고 지등등하고 등이 등이 들리잖아 삼비 삼도 중도 어때 심질라면 비냥지 제시 당고도
These three the compassions the the first one is the compassions observing sentient beings, and second is compassions observing the conduct, and third is the compassions observing the a lack of true existence. And the first one is the compassions observing sentient beings. So this is it's for example when we see the suffering of the sentient beings, the four suffering, such as the suffering of birth, aging, sickness, and death. When we see this suffering and have a kind of generate the compassions, so that is the we call the compassions observing the sentient beings.
어떤 아니 티 맞아 제가 난 지금 랑함에 왔지네 때 로다한테 가르치는 맞다 비용가 맞다 바인데 맞다 비장하지인다 아주 따봤던 부지가 말 때랑 그 선인 가리고 다다 초복지 맞다 왔대 맞다 비용지 때 아주 랑함에 봐자 맞다 발라 진짜 랑함에 장으로 등이 기랑지라 진짜 tellatino 랑함에 받들리 랑 들리잖아 삼비 삼루때 랑함에 비딩가 들리잖아 나한테 삼루때 칠라무 비 양지 시도는 오 맞다 바인 발라 맞다 봐 아주 딱 벌어진 비대워 된다. 아주 때 랑하면 같이 진지로 요자. tel라 뭐네는 양지 보면 돼.
믿어 봤다고 들어라.
아 맞다 바코랑 직통하고 맞다 비장한지로 그럼 니도 맞다 바로도 딱 벌어진다 그러자. 딱 봐요. 맞다 봐 이미 임체기 아주 제가 나서 좀 비등을 여러왔다 뭐 못해고요. 그래서 랑시가 막 괜찮다 때 내린 것마다
And the second is that actually in generally we have the misconceptions or the strong sense of the permanence, I or we as a permanent, but reality is it isn't. It is impermanence and no control. Without control, we constantly experience the nature of impermanence, and for example, we cannot kind of estimate, or we cannot tell that that very the moments of the inevitable the moments of the inevitable the stage of their life for today and tomorrow, comparison between today and tomorrow. Today is something and tomorrow is something else. So this is because of the impermanence, and it is the nature of the impermanence. And so that is the we call it the second compassions observing the conduct.
저 랑리 오면 맞다비 장전다 랑메 바라니 능이 용지 바이다 능을 때리다나 삼비 삼노주도 하세요. 그때 다 칠람 거 양지세요.
어디 공부해야지 당 심지어 내가 어디 시에디
또 단도 시 단도 시 니와데 다라서 심전 칠람 거 양지세요.
and
치세디 그때 치데 nin진 가지고는 맞다 발랑이 지고서. 맞다 바인장 알아서 랑요 말랑은 또 같이 걸는지 치와로 쳐. 정말 맞다 바인 비좀 지운 거라. 그때 랑을 때 등을 와. 등을 때리다나 삼비 삼도. 그런 양지세요.
So and also the impermanence and impermanence and the no control and the nature of the impermanence and as well as the suffering and so that is the once we know the suffering and having the strong wish of the liberating from the suffering. So that is the second, the compassions observing the conduct, and that the conduct is really is referring this the impermanence.
somebody mamugil papenji mamugil said na mupa ngaro dember depa bi rangi depa yo maras ina ngaro dember semi also telateni tingal mo jongwa da dember me partok pilote ani 통용 also ani ta dember zambi go ni telape dember jong shawas mangbo jitum ne lobong go beta telatin chil mamugil mo bi nyangji da nyangji sa pina khatong omjikwana chi는 거 나와 되는 치는 거 나와 고치 치는 거 나와 나와 오면 somde나 나와 어느 치당도 요 말와 텔레테니 샤워공진에 뭐일 거 뭐일 거는 요 말다 텔레신이 치 니 오늘 준비 보니 텔레테니 데이트 그 돌아냐나 덴드빈 좀 봐라 덴드빈 좀 봐. 띠용 거 딩을 못 보는 거 텔레테니 어 텔레무 비장지데 데메 데 시담지 덴드빈 데이트 거 아니 사방 기와라서 바탕도 덴버드 비용거 덴버드 좀 내티는 가 안지 용으로 안진라 때니 자동기 텔레테니 코와 코코자 아니 니리 마토피 강정때 담지 영어지 세다 뜨등아 마리바텔리타나 사비 상노텔라 칠라무비 나지리시 데메 또나 삼바주라
And the third is the compassions observing the lack of true existence. So here, what is here referring is the actually the reality is nothing exists inherently, but we often have a strong sense of it exists by itself, and we think and we consider as a reality, like which I mentioned the previous class that like the moon that reflect from the water and for example that we sentient being is like that that we think everything is real and inherently exist. And from that, we experience all kinds of experience, such as happiness and the suffering. For example, have a kind of misunderstanding or conceptions toward the that moon that exists in the water. Um, and thinking that all phenomena are real and exist by itself. And when we have this, then we have a strong self-grasping, and because of that, it will cause the aversions, attachments, then we so this is the compassions toward the sentient beings that who have a lack of understanding the natural reality and thinking as uh, it exists by itself or inherently exists. And may also sentient beings who also uh, uh, the may they be understand the that phenomena not exists by itself.
base 가르동다 비우만 보고 치는 거 나왔대 나왔네 나왔대 야 랭귀지네 네 그래서 강동적인 거네 지금 아마 지들 치나나 마 나라서 나네 애네 타마데 치는 거 나왔네요 말 동바로데 진짜 치는 거 나왔는 게 되게 깔리 잡네 타마타마데 장동 로마도 좀 참아 치는 안 답서 말지 동로 뜻뜻 나오지 마서 지든 되게 지당 망하고 뜻로 치는 거 나왔네 말로 차다 그랬어 되게 자다데 그냥 알아서 식다나 비우 먹고 뜻치는 건 치는 거 나왔는 게 되게 깔리 잡구나 아주 그냥 지금으로 그냥 신앙 나와야 만 그래서 로치 때 지금 나오는 정을 쓴 아주 선마 소라 내가 그냥 연구를 능력을 찾는 사람이 상도 또도 베일은 뜻이겠어.
So this the reflecting moon is it has another kind of metaphor or the example that the there was numbers of a monkey. Actually, the monkey, there's a story that a monkey, a group of monkey, and they saw a moon in the water, and out of excitements and the excitement, and they kind of line up, grabbing each of their back, and they able to reach from the branch to the moon, which they try to catch the moon from the water. But it is for us, we know that it's not real. As a human being, intellectually, we know that we will laugh like, oh, how fool they are. They have a misunderstanding or misconceptions about that monkey, thinking that the moon is exists and they're trying to grab it. But for us, we know it's not real. Similarly, we are like that. We are living in this world like a monkey trying to catch the moon in the water, and that's why this is the third kind of compassions, the lack of true existence, and the compassion toward us, that we have misconceptions or the wrong thought or the false thought.
And so what I'm hearing you say is that because of these, the compassion is you see someone or yourself behaving in a certain way because they don't understand, they're confused about the way they really work, and because they're confused about how things really work, they engage in certain actions that create negative karma for themselves, or a wet monkey, or whatever. Am I understanding correctly? That's where the compassion arises, is
Yes.
because you're like, I was so confused. Like either self-compassion or for someone else. Yeah.
맞딱 봤을 때 맞딱 발라 더블즈 보니까는 옛날 야납 그처럼 모습이 스콜도와 이 여고도 삼로난 가르나 코 칠로가 양도 까가지는 앞에 ял와 삼삼 어느 코티 땅벌즈 비고니도 그처럼 정보도 건데 미망고 사야망고 칼리잠 송도로 때 칼리잠 정도 거를 나타는 정도 동발론데 미타모터스 하다면 요코는 지금 요마 나때 오늘 지난 양지로 왔다때 그런 때 모이 늘때 그 맞다 배랑 지를 때 코트 마시 땅벌즈 니데 좋다 정말로 미기 뭐죠 근데
Yeah, that's what you said. That's referring the three kinds of compassions toward these sentient beings, including ourselves. That we, because of the misconceptions or wrong of view or wrong thoughts, and thinking impermanent as a permanent. For example, this the Great Wall of China, actually one of the largest wall, right? And it's a demand or the built by one of the royal king, and which demand made by the the millions of people who work on that wall. So the very view of the king thinking as a permanent, as well as the freeing or the victorious or the freeing from the all difficulties. But now we see become a tourist place, and where people visit and enjoy the tourist place. And so this is kind of example.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep reminding myself I'm a wet monkey. Thank you. That one's gonna make me giggle too, wet monkey.
Mhm.
아tom이 좀 좋아하면은
If you don't have a questions, I would like to share a story.
롱동 뭐지? 니트 유튜브에 통성이라. 진짜 야낙 보모스그 롱. 보모트 진짜 로야 집실랩도 들지. 다뭐 몰라니 나자 공네 뭐다뭐 작진 용하면 되는다. 근데 나와니 가시긴 돌아배 뭐 로즈네. 다 지금 렌자스 들지. 다다 뭐 지칠다 들지가 캐물지. 다뭐 타마팅 뭐 가르즈나. 다뭐 빨라티기 강바치 뭐지야. 강바들다 배 como saíamos botão de ter remote que lá com o som do show tons da motila ne pargyam ne tin ngata mongu da sta nga de ji ndong chembo kambasi yo dan de ni jang ni ro ro ne da mongu da shi ne de ton ne da nyang ji da mo de dangbo de kangba de ya ne shi so de ne zan ne de ne ro me wa ji da pa ro zam yo da pa ro zam yo ma de da ko pa wa tang pa kamba zum pa wa de tong de mo la wa mo de da ma dan ro da 뭐 등에 좀 됐어. 땅으로 띵땅에 삼하고 아주 치킬렌스 치라 킬렌스나 다 디카트테 레와 주사진데 와서 뭔가 삼로도 고송. 뭐 다 했다 다 가르치가. 다 제지오 말로 시야는 아주 정말 넣지. 디카트텔라 땅 오늘 지금 좀라래 와 주산도 개와시마도 삼동사지요나. 다 삼마 딱 바르던데 레 다른 거랑 단단히 있듯 뭐 신들이자 다 등가 지고 컴바드 롱쇼 롱쇼 터버렸대. 가와동 단발이 삼 야금 토에나 한도치 뭐 뜻다 못돼 맞죠. 레당 맞도지. 등을 쓰나 쇼지 정도 등 같은 삼마. 아 저라도 좀 소시. 그당 아주 치킬은 한도 바디 같다. 뭐로서 잡주사로 저려 주사로 온 거지.
The story actually, I saw this from the YouTube. Actually, is in China. One of the lady or the daughter who is 40 years old, and because of the chronic disease, she was told that by the doctor that she's going to leave this world like after maybe a couple months. And but anyway, she was and the inherent by the her father, and very rich father. The father, she had a kind of luxury house, as well as the drawing, the painting, very luxury the paintings. But the stories showed that she was kind of crying. So what I'm going to do this luxury house and the painting is not going to help me, and she has doesn't have any choice but crying and mourning. And but of course, when you look at this whole story, that of course when the father built this house, and of course doesn't have any the wisdom or the knowledge of the impermanence and thinking as a permanent, and built this very kind of beautiful and luxury house, and having luxury objects in the house. And because of the strong sense of thinking of permanence, and but the daughter was crying and having no hope and relying upon. But when I look at this story on the YouTube, and I felt that how merciful she is, and how wonderful and well, we are that as a practitioner, as having a knowledge of wisdom of the Dharma, and when before we die and we are about to die, we have some sort of like hope that where we can rely on, such as practice and Dharma, and the and where we're going to we have a kind of uh, uh, the plan for the next life, and so on and so forth. And for example, if that situations, if that was the practitioners or the great practitioners, she could have the practice of the rejoicement. For example, or now I inherited by my father luxury, and I'm able to enjoy while I am alive, and I kind of fully rejoice, and in that way it will give her comfort, and before she leaves this world.
어쨌든 가서 미미츠 나가서 정위 돈티파 something along the 미월의 용과 지 용기와 정도 저한테 가서 신나 기부요 말때 용거를 스mal하게 생각 당고 쳐라 짱네 내가 배를라 줘이 니 저와 장에 쳐라 꿈군다 단단가 쳐라 배 짜가면 뭐 쳐용만 가가 용거 있어요 뭐 근데 그 처송서 꿈디로 나도 장에나 니마르 곰 요거 그나 오범 신콘로지 공부를 아주 바르도니 그거 바르도니 그거 토에나 바르도한테 지금에도 아주 토지요 막 강사만은 셈는 다들 셈 주고 맞고요 말이 라바디오 말 강사만 텔 랩토고 텔 오범 신고 뭔데 남 공부는 오범 신 랩토고 오범 신 텔 근데 텔라티네니 지금 용용도 강을 같이 치당 텐게 먹고 저 레벨이 상기 고급다 요때저 성지 오범 신고도 너무 많이 몸 쇼죠 뭐 말라베네 범지네 소소 먹는 다이나 이마트 공마인비 공마 상마지 공학원 그문 잡아 그게 심지 단지 코와리 체킹 전에 그래서 된데 검토나 역으로 살듯이
I know that um, uh, if you are not familiar with this very wisdom or the topic about the impermanence or the dying or the and the so forth, I know that none of us we want to hear about the news about the impermanence or the dying, but it's indeed it's reality. It is fact, and I think it's very important to make familiar with the impermanence, or especially the stage of dying or the preparations. And um, more we familiar, better we are become. When it really that situations comes, we can able to manage or balance our mind and so forth. And for example, Madaripa, the great yogi Madaripa, in his story, um, he went to his very long journey to long journey for scare of the impermanence, scare of the dead. That's why he took this journey. But after he's finished his whole journey, meaning all the practice, he doesn't have any scare of the dead or the dying. So what it shows is that before, because of lack of wisdom and the familiarity, Milarepa had a scarefulness toward the dead. So that's why he took this journey, that practice. But after intense practice, now he doesn't have any scarefulness or the scare toward the dead. When the dead come or dying, the stage of dying come, he kind of rejoice and happy with that
그러니까
situation.
나와 같이 기어르나 그런 단다 성신열인지 풍부도 방는 답변성라야 배가 그때 당수요
So why he rejoiced and happy when the stage of dying arise or come to him, because he's ready actually. He's ready to and firm kind of realizations or the wisdom or the knowledge he had, and he's ready to leave this defilement body and kind of take the pure the path to attend to take that journey. And so the back to familiarity. And so I think I think is very important. Familiar with the impermanence as well as the stage of dying or the death, because the whenever we practice meditations, when practice meditation, sometimes constantly think toward the impermanence and the stage of dying, and not only that, meditate on the pure land, the meditate on the pure land, because the once we leave this body, and during the intermediate stage or the pardo, and of course we are the formless, we don't have form, and as well as we have a unique power that within the seconds we can be there wherever we like. So see, during we are alive, we have opportunity. If we are familiar with this practice and pure land and so on and so forth, it will kind of help us to during the pardo to remember and to able to arise that practice and thought, and that very the opportunity to have a formless body, as well as the unique the strength of the swiftly to move different places, where we can able to think or meditate pure land, and then definitely we can able to born into the pure land, especially the Amitabha, the land of the Amitabha, and because Amitabha had a great connections, that he made the commitment as well as the request or the prayer that may sentient beings liberate from the samsara and attend the pure land.
Oh yeah. 네, 아민들 보내서나 비자 역할을 했습니다. 아민들 보내는 비자 역할을 했어.
So this is like a visa, Amitabha land visa, and so in order to get the visa, Amitabha Pure Land visa, you need to meditate right now, and then when you die, and then you will definitely grant the visa.
Yeah.
So speaking of death, I'm going to Mexico for Dia de los Muertos, and does anyone know, is there like a Buddhist space there? I didn't know if there was a temple where maybe I could go for chud or something over that. So if anyone knows, let me know.
Where are you going?
Mexico City,
Oh,
Dia de los
Mexico.
Muertos, Day of the Dead.
No.
I didn't know if there were any Buddhist temples there that it might be a good time to do chud.
교수님 고글 나던 하고.
Maybe you search Google.
Mexico, you are the Buddhist. You may be careful. This is the interview.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you, Temple. Thank you, everybody. If you would like to make a donation, you can do this by calling 812-336-6807 or by emailing the center at tmbcc.kcl@gmail.com. For those of you here in the center, if you'd like to make a donation, it would be greatly appreciated by the monks and the monastery, and I'll pass around
Dedications from the page number 80.
康德扬我刚学所法的罗列玛列耶东中当得亚维王波那觉Dharma Sombe Tsera Kondoyam Jabe Yanje Tseve Jeson Dande Remba Kantanan Jeson Nyene Drati Yana Nye Shenso Rangi Jeshen Tobi Lam Jene Shura Zele Zhangwe Tangwe Rawe ye ye mo bo so shi Yawe dang ba ye rong zhen zhe jing dang ba ren chen chou ye ma cha Chang Yang Ber Juri Shonte Yang Jie Chen Bo Yo Ra Jo Han De 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 So Wer Jie Ber Shon Se Jie Yang Wei Mo Shong Chen La Zhou Chang Zhou Lam Jie Ru Mei Tan Du Nam Jie Yi La He De Shang Ya Wen Za Ba Rong De Zhong Zhi Ji Lang Zang Zhe Bi Den Jie Zhu Xi Ga Jian Se Qi Me Da Mo Me 在热光的遥远高峰，南达南达的尔玛之心，康在大巴丘拉之中。此现着那宗巴的也，得的南街道的中西上，扎西江左穷根强着人杰阿巴的扎维拉玛人不切大所年个巴米内修拉。嘎德真波过年接送的，过送的节目着咋的说？长久生着人不接，马接把那接着接，接我娘把没本用，过年功德没味说。康热拉维古维新康泽，天堂的我玛丽中维内，这里生活天真家所以，沙贝身体跑得 Tenjuruji Japa Bawo Jetara Chemba Don Kundo Sambo Deya Deshin